Hello friends, Sarah Sunstone here, and welcome back to Wish I Knew. In today's episode, I'll be going over all of Aniimo's gameplay mechanics to hopefully give you a better idea of what exactly you can do in this upcoming game and help you determine if it might be the right fit for you. So without any further ado, let's get right into it. Now, first things first, in Aniimo, you actually can create your very own character, which was a really nice surprise. If you're more focused on just getting into the game, you can also pick from a number of presets, but there are some really awesome tools at our disposal for creating our own pathfinder. This includes adjusting your character's facial features, hairstyle, body type, skin tone, and more, all with a series of different sliders and color wheels. You can also apply makeup, create your own hairstyles, and collect and unlock a series of different outfits and accessories for your Pathfinder. So some of these can be unlocked just through story progression, while others will be purchased with earned in-game currency. And many of the accessories you actually unlock through doing research on your different Aniimo. So if you go to the analog and you take a look here at the research points, you can actually see that when you do enough research on this specific Aniimo, you'll unlock a cute little accessory for your Pathfinder. If you'd like a closer look at all of the tools that will be at your disposal, I will have a dedicated video showcasing all of that linked down in the description for your reference. Now, outside of your character's appearance, you can also level up your character. So I'm currently at level 30, and each time you level up, you unlock various rewards, different resources, currencies, and also different talents or abilities. You can equip various mobility skills as well as combat skills, and these definitely enhance your gameplay and make it even more fun. So for example, I've unlocked the gravity pull ability, which allows you to move any objects in the world that have ancient energy patterns. This can be really great for puzzle solving, which we'll talk about later. There's also an arrow board that you can unlock, which is basically a hoverboard that allows you to travel around the world much faster and doesn't cost any stamina to use. And then there's also some of those combat abilities, like I most recently just unlocked the Mega Mallet. So if you're fighting as yourself rather than an Aniimo, this can definitely come in handy. Next, of course, we have to talk about catching different Aniimo, since that is kind of the whole point of this game. You can catch many different types from all around the world of Idle, and you can have them equipped, essentially, so they can come out and hang out with you, follow you around, fight with you, all sorts of things. And we'll go through basically everything you can do with your Aniimo one by one. So the main thing is just catching and collecting them. You can reference your world map to see the different zones and which Aniimo are available there. You'll see the ones you've already collected, as well as silhouettes of those you haven't yet collected. And there are also some that are only available during certain conditions. For example, some are only available in a thunderstorm in a certain area of the map. To catch an Aniimo, you're going to use one of your anipods. You can sneak up on them and kind of take them by surprise. See if we catch this one. Yay, so we caught an iris. That's not a new one to me, so it didn't do any crazy celebration, but you will get a really cool trading card when it's your first catch. Not all of them are going to be so easily caught. Some of them you'll have to definitely get strategic with or fight a little bit first before you're able to capture them successfully, but it varies from Aniimo to Aniimo. All of your Aniimo can be tracked in your analog, so this will show you all of the different types that you've caught. I absolutely love the design of this interface because you get to see a really nice look at the 3D model of these critters. They're so cute. And then you also get to see some of the different tasks you can do to earn research points and then, unlock these rewards for each of the different Aniimo. Here you can also see some additional milestone achievements for each of the Aniimo, different traits and skills they have, their pathway to evolutions, their different forms, and then any photos you take of them. So you can evolve the Aniimo. For example, I evolved Skippy to Pranky. I actually didn't evolve Pranky to Glacy. I hatched Glacy from an egg, which we'll talk about later. And like I previously mentioned, there are different variants of some of these Aniimo. So for example, Nimby has a thunderstorm form. This is a different form available in a certain condition, but there are others that have different forms available in different regions of the map. So this is the basic form for Flutter Nym, but you can unlock a really beautiful Sea of Flowers form. This one's available in a specific area on the map, which is the Sea of Flowers. So in the closed beta, there are 62 different types of Aniimo, but once you take into account all the different variants, you're gonna have a ton more to find and collect. And that's not even mentioning the sparkling versions. So I feel like really lucky, and I found a sparkling version of Bolty. So I'm not sure if these are going to be available for all the different Aniimo, but I did manage to find Bolty's sparkling variant. So you can definitely spend a ton of time just collecting all the different types of Aniimo, their variants, evolving them, all that good stuff. But you can also explore the world with them in a really fun and unique way. So that's the next main draw of this game, and probably my personal favorite thing to do, which is exploring the world. And that does kind of go hand in hand with capturing the Aniimo, because you don't know what you're going to discover, around each corner and what new critters you might bump into. But there's tons of other activities to do when you explore the map as well, like tons and tons of stuff to do in this big open world. So this is the map that we have access to in the closed beta. It's huge. I haven't even finished exploring it. I haven't gone to any of these areas up here yet. But you can find these spots around the map. This one's one I haven't unlocked yet. These are blooms. And so these are going to serve as fast travel spots. I'm actually really close to one here. It's actually right behind me. So this is a bloom. And once you discover one of these, you can activate it. And then you'll be able to come back here very easily just via fast travel. So it's really awesome to get around, especially when you couple that with your arrow board once you unlock that, and your Aniimo's abilities. So lots of fun ways to get around the world. You can also encounter a ton of different chests around the world, which have various currencies and resources and collectibles in them. You can also find eggs that can actually be hatched in an incubator. With the eggs, it seems you can unlock repeats, you can unlock brand new ones that you've never encountered before, and it doesn't seem like they will always be babies. For example, like I said earlier, I did unlock Glacy from one of the eggs, so it seems like they could be at any stage of evolution. There's also ambers around the world that can be collected in a number of different ways. Some of them will just be hanging out. You just have to basically interact with them to collect them. Others you'll have to complete a little mini game, like a little race, for example, to chase the amber, or pick up a bunch of little fragments to get the final one. So just some little mini games to collect different ambers that can be used to upgrade different branches around the world. And as you infuse energy with these branches, you're going to unlock different effects for that area. So for example, a higher chance at just catching Aniimo in general in that zone, or even something as awesome as changing up the weather, or having a higher chance at finding sparkling Aniimo. You can also forage from around the world for various flowers, mushrooms, other materials that can be used on your adventures. And of course, you can twine with your Aniimo. We can actually take a look at the 3 main types of mobility that your Aniimos will grant you on your character wheel here. So you're going to have an Aniimo that's dedicated to swimming, one that's dedicated for gliding, and one that will help you climb. Now you can swap these out at any time, and when you go in here, it'll show you actually the Aniimo you have that have the climbing ability. So I've actually only discovered 2 so far that have that ability. But for example, with gliding, there's a ton of different ones I've collected that offer that ability. So if I wanted to have Celestis always pop up when I'm climbing, I could just swap that out here, and then I'll show you in the world how this works. So it's really simple. All you have to do is jump off of something high and activate your glider, and the Aniimo that is equipped to gliding will, show up for you, so you can glide around the world. There's the stamina bar on the side, so that's like the amount of time you have to glide, but the same goes for like climbing. So Celestis will just activate once you start climbing a surface, and the climbing's great, like you can go side to side as well. Same goes for swimming. So your Pathfinder cannot swim on their own. They need an Aniimo to help. So if we go down into the water here, we can tread through like shallow water as the Pathfinder, but if you go out too deep, you're going to need that swimming Aniimo to help you out. So here we go. Here is little Skippy doing his very best to keep you afloat. So yeah, that's how the basic abilities work, but you can twine with any of the Aniimo whenever you'd like, just by simply equipping them and twining with them. And they each have different abilities outside of those core ones. So for example, Bone Ski has a hustle feature. So you get the little zoomies Gives you a speed boost when you're exploring. One of the other really unique features about twining with the Aniimo is that it can help you blend in with the world. So for example, if I'm Boneski and I go up to this group of irises, they're gonna run off. They're gonna be a little bit afraid and they're gonna run off because they're not an aggressive type, so they'll just run away. But if I actually catch one of the irises, which I have, and I twine with them, then I can totally blend in with the other irises. We're now friends. And in certain situations, you can actually understand each other. So you can talk to them, which is really cool and helpful for questing. This is my sparkling Bolty, by the way. So yeah, each of these Aniimo have their own ways of getting around, their own unique animations for like walking, sprinting, jumping. Bolty, for example, also has a unique ability outside of climbing, which is a high jump. And that can help you reach some high places and find collectibles. And the different Aniimo's abilities, as well as their elements, can be really helpful for solving puzzles. So that brings us to our next activity, which is solving puzzles. There are tons of puzzles in this world, and some of them are just hanging around waiting for you to like encounter them and figure out what needs to be done. Others are a bit more guided. You're gonna stumble upon things that look a little bit mysterious, and you're gonna basically just have to figure out, with maybe some different little hints, what exactly needs to be done. One of my favorite puzzle types to encounter are these elemental switch puzzles. So there'll be different switches around a locked chest, and you need to activate each switch using an Aniimo with its corresponding element. So that's really clever. And it does require you to have different types of Aniimo. You'll have to take advantage of those twining abilities as well to communicate sometimes with the Aniimo and see what they're looking for and what they need help with. And then other puzzles will require that you use your gravity pull abilities to move things around and activate different switches or pressure plates, for example. There are also some more guided puzzles that are found in various puzzle shrines around the world. So these are called sanctums. They're found all around the map, and each one will require that you use various abilities. Like, for example, you might need to use Ember Pup's fire ability to navigate through a certain sanctum, while another one you might have to take advantage of your Pathfinder's gravity pull skill to navigate it. And the great thing is they also tell you exactly how many treasure chests are found in these shrines, so you know exactly what you're looking for. These are really fun. Definitely giving Zelda vibes with a bit of a unique twist with the Aniimo abilities, so I'm definitely here for it. So just a quick recap, when you twine with your Aniimo, you can take advantage of their unique abilities for exploration, as well as puzzle solving, but also combat. So each of the Aniimo have their own little combat abilities. They have like a default combo attack, and then they also have some specials. So this little guy actually has two different knockbacks. This one and this one. Some of them have supers as well. So it just varies from Aniimo to Aniimo. And you're also going to want to take into account your Aniimo's element when you go up against another Aniimo in battle. There's a really great little guide here that shows you which elements will counter others in terms of attacking and defending. So it's a bit of a learning process if you're brand new to this type of a system, but they have all the tools here for you to figure it out. And it's been really fun for me to, learn by trial and error and like building out my different combat rosters and such for various situations. There's also some alpha Aniimo out in the wild. So these are like boss battles. I've taken on 2 of them so far, and I actually caught one of the alpha Aniimo. So they do give you a chance at the end to catch the alpha Aniimo. It's usually a very low likelihood of catching it unless you have a certain type of anapod. But the 2 battles I did were really fun. The great thing about the alpha battles is that if you're not ready for one, it's going to give you a warning message, and it's going to tell you what the recommended level is for each battle. So this one's recommending level 24, and it's also recommending certain elements for your Aniimo. So you can actually prepare ahead of it. You're not going to get caught off guard, and you're not going to be unprepared unless you basically choose to be or panic. So yeah, the more I get to know the combat system, the more fun I'm having with it, and especially unlocking some abilities for my Pathfinder too, because you can fight twined as your Aniimo, which I honestly sometimes prefer to do because then I can control if they're dodging the attacks or not. But if you want to fight alongside them too, you can definitely do that. So the attention's kind of off of your Pathfinder and more on the Aniimo, and you can kind of assist from the side and take a bit more of a backseat, but still get involved if you want to. So there's lots of different ways you can approach a combat encounter, which I appreciate. So I feel like it could be suited to lots of different playstyles. This may or may not go without saying, but there are a ton of quests outside of everything I've already mentioned in this game. So the game does have a story, so it has tons of main story quests that you can work your way through. So far, they've been very engaging and interesting and enjoyable to complete. There's some suspense, there's some action, there's mystery, all that good stuff. And there's also a ton of side quests. And these mostly seem to activate once you engage with things in the world. So you might pick up a little torn page or talk to a character who's, out in the wild. And you're going to pick up these different quests and follow all the steps to completing them. So again, lots of fun, lots of variety, lots of different rewards to get as well. So that's another key component of your gameplay. Now, another thing you can actually do in Aniimo is spend time at home, which was very surprising to me. So you can go to your home. You don't unlock this immediately, but you do unlock it quite early on in your gameplay. And here you have your own home plot. And this is expandable. So far I've unlocked 2 plots of land, but you can continue to unlock and expand, as you can see, basically to the edge of that fence all the way around, right? These are all different parcels of land that you can unlock and clear out and then build on. Oh no, one of my Aniimo is feeling sick. Here, have some medicine. That's the first. I don't know what was wrong. Why are you not feeling good, buddy? Anyway, you can have some, never mind that. You can have some Aniimo hang out here and they can help you out. I haven't done like a ton here. I'm just getting started. So I do have a little bit of a garden going here. I could assign some Aniimo to help me with this. Sometimes you'll need like certain types, like this one. I need a certain type of Aniimo deployed here to actually want to be gardening. I have this bud claw mining for materials, and those materials are going to be used to make anipods. So you can make a ton of stuff. There's like more industrial type of stuff, but there's also tons of really cute things like the gardening. And there's also, here I have a perfume bench. So you can make a ton of different types of perfumes and soaps and candles and stuff. And you can grow like lemon trees. And I have, this one's really cute. I have a birdhouse, and this specific Aniimo, like this exact type, will help you make honey with this. So yeah, there's certain items that are for specific Aniimo. They can also just hang out here and cause some chaos. And then you can sell like a bunch of stuff that you make at the shop. Oh, I have some honey, so I can sell that. Wait, how much honey do I have? I have 215 honey? Oh my goodness, my little bird has been busy. Okay, well, I'm not gonna sell all of it because I think I can craft other products with it. But I'm gonna sell like 40. And then the wheat, I'm sure I could probably turn this into something else as well, but I'm gonna sell it for now. And then you get a home currency here that you can then use to add more features, structures, decorations. There's tons of stuff, so you can make like, there's a workbench, there's wine barrels, like there's all sorts of stuff. There's a spinning wheel. There's also like fencing, pathing, different plants and trees, so you can decorate with these. There's also some cute items, like we've got balloons here, and these I haven't unlocked yet, but there's like a bridge, so there's lots of stuff that you can customize with and decorate. And keep in mind, this is also the beta, so I don't even know where this feature could possibly go, but you have a lot of land to work with and lots of fun systems to dig into here. So this could be its own game in itself in some ways. And then the final thing I wanted to mention is that this game will also have multiplayer features. So I personally haven't been able to try these out, but I do know that you will be able to swap Aniimos, you will be able to take on combat encounters with friends, you can chat, and from what I've seen in some of the item descriptions and such in the game, there's actually going to be a bond system with other players. So you can grow bonds with them by giving gifts and taking on activities together. Oh my gosh, look at Audia's watering the crops. Wait, that's so cute. I've never seen that before. That is so cute. I don't know if you'll be able to invite friends over like here, for example, but there are shared areas. So if you go to the outpost, this is a base where you can report all of the Aniimo that you've discovered, kind of like submitting the data in exchange for some currency. We've only got one since I last did that. This is also where you hatch those eggs. You can also heal up your Aniimo here. It doesn't seem to cost anything. They'll just instantly heal you in the Aniimo. You can also recover at different campsites around the world, and that'll heal your Aniimo just a little bit gradually. But yeah, this is where you can encounter other players. And then as soon as you leave this little zone, you'll see the screen ripple very subtly. and like that. And then that means you're back into your own world. So you're not sharing your adventure out in the world here with random players or anything like that. Oh my gosh, don't fall. Also, when you go back to Astra, which is kind of like your hub, there's a shared world here. So this definitely seems to be the main social hub for the game. I can't wait to explore this area because it looks amazing and so vibrant. There's shops, there's like mini games. I believe there's a PvP arena here too if you want to battle another player with your Aniimo. So there's a lot of stuff going on here. This is a whole other zone within the game. And so this is a shared world. Like I can see players running around over there. So there's other people just running around here. You can say hi to them if you want to. You can just do your own thing. Oh my gosh, there's a performance going on here. So yeah, this is a very fun area as well for multiplayer. So there you have it, friends. That's basically everything, at least in the bigger picture, that you can do in Aniimo. Each of these systems have tons of other components involved in them, activities and things to discover and uncover and all that good stuff. But I hope this gives you a better idea of what exactly you can do in this game, which is a lot. So maybe if at first you weren't sure if this game was for you, maybe now you've seen some mechanics that you're really interested in and would love to enjoy. Let me know down in the comments which aspect of Aniimo you're most excited for, curious about, anything and everything. You know I always love hearing from you. And with all that being said, thank you so much for watching. I love you all. And until next time, take care.